All right, now we're sharing screen. Yeah, no, we're not. Presentation. Oh, I gotta do this way. Present. Pause. Okay, can everybody see it? Oh, but now I can't see the notes. Oh well. We'll just. Yeah, but then everybody else sees them. That is. Well, we're gonna wait for our vendor. Did you text him? Call him? I'm gonna check this again just to make sure. Nope, he's not in yet. We might have to come back to him. We'll just plan on coming back to him. All right. We'll skip that for now. Jeremy will come back. Bucket fills. I always like to start off with something positive, because why not? Who's got bucket fills? Fill up your bucket, your emotional bucket. Thank yous, appreciation.
Gratitude.
Yay. Yayness. Happy positiveness.
We're all at a blank.
Well, I want to thank Jen's husband, Troy, for hanging up our big heavy boards for us. And I'm sure he cussed us a few times, but they're up. And Trishelle hadn't been in the office for a while. Oh, I
That's
don't even
okay.
know what to do with this. Anyway, what do you think of the office?
It looks good. It looks awesome. Everybody should come see it.
Yay! So if you haven't been in for a while, come check it out. Because I think they're actually going to lighten the COVID parameters. So yay, maybe. All right, numbers. Okay. Everything's down. And I don't want to like dwell on this too much, but I think we're all kind of feeling the gut punch of like no inventory. Anybody else feel that same way?
We feel it.
Yeah, yeah. So I was talking to Jeff about this and we ran some numbers and there were new listings obviously added this morning. We are not including new construction. There are 89 single family dwellings in all of the city of Lincoln. That's not even 2 weeks worth of inventory. Does anybody know what absorption rate is? It's the amount of months of inventory you have if everything would sell. You know, it used to be like 3 or 4 months worth. Literally, we're down to 2 weeks worth. It is insane. Yeah. So if the Great Plains Regional MLS put out December stats on Friday, I think they released them. They've been kind of slow getting the previous month's stats out for some reason, but we are down.
I'm not picking you up if you fall.
62.3% year over year for listings. That's the whole MLS in the Lincoln area. We're down 62% for listings. So when you look at ours, you know, our listings taken, we're down 33%. So when you compare that to the market, they're doing twice as bad as we are, or we're doing half as good. I don't know, whichever way you want to cut it. But the numbers don't lie, and we are feeling the like I said, the gut punch of no inventory. Sometimes there have to be some other conversations that are being had, off-market sales. And I'm going to pick on Calissa a little bit because she just put together an off-market sale. Calissa, woo! Tell us a little bit about what you had to do and why you went that way.
All right, so the last couple of team meetings, I've made it very obvious that my husband and I were looking for a property. We knew that with the inventory being low and us being a VA loan, that we weren't very competitive compared to other people on the market, especially in that investor space, looking at 3 or 4 unit properties. So what I did is I went back through the MLS 2016, I think I did like the last 4 years of all properties with 3 to 4 units that were canceled or withdrawn from the market and never relisted or resold. So it was quite a bit of legwork to verify that properties hadn't sold either in the MLS or off the market. But I was able to find about 5 properties, and kind of did a drive-by of all of them. Picked the one that I liked the most from the outside that I thought would be a good piece of property, for a VA loan. And then I started reaching out to people, and the first one, they bid. So they were interested in selling still, so we were able to put together an off-market deal, and go under contract as of this morning. So it took about 2 weeks to get everything put together, but it's an option. And so now I'm doing that in a couple of smaller towns, because I do have some buyers looking in small towns, and again, the inventory is just incredibly low. So.
Good job.
Very well done. Yay, congratulations.
Yeah, moving out of my mom's house.
It's cheap rent though.
Right?
This is cheaper rent.
Oh.
Well, it's because
Well,
she's
that's
cash
very
flowing,
nice.
she's house hacking.
How's that?
So-
Cash flowing.
She's making her tenants pay for her mortgage, which is great for Investing 101. That is the goal of Investing 101. So, I guess what, and Jeff's gonna touch on this a little bit later, but we have to dig deep into our toolbox right now, because the way that we've done business in the past is just not working right now because our inventory is so low. I love to hear Greg down the hall, because he is constantly on that phone putting together deals. All right,
Are we all supposed to look up to Greg?
look up to Greg, go, yay, Greg.
I have a lot of stuff that's not on market right now, so it's with the cost of it. Some of it's lower. I actually pulled the $300,000 one coming up very soon up in Bicentennial Estates area. So
We will want to know about that, because we have a family member, friend that is
it's
now.
5 bedrooms, ranch, walk out, nice house.
All right,
Needs yard work though.
needs yard work. That's cheap labor. That's, again, you can make those cosmetic things work. So, all right, let me switch screens here so you guys can see. Maybe so I can figure out what I'm
All
doing.
right.
Here we go. All right, so those are the numbers. Again, looking at our region, our market center. We talked a little bit about this, but now this is your guys' time. So unmute yourselves and let's talk about upcoming listings and buyer needs. I know we changed the format just a little bit because we want to make sure that we're giving as much detail as possible in our summary email that we send out. So moving forward, if you have upcoming listings or buyers needs, if you could please email that to Crystal before the meeting, then she can get it in a very succinct email to everybody so we have specifics. So, all right, the floor is yours. Who's got what coming and who needs what?
Well, everybody needs everything.
There you go. That sums it up. Spoken like a true realtor.
I have a listing coming up within the next 2 weeks, and it's going to be in the 375 price range over in Cripple Creek. It's probably going to be one of the biggest houses in Cripple Creek square footage wise. Downfalls, it's got a 2-stall garage, which is pretty typical in that area. Baxter Commons area. They're just finishing all the flooring and paint. So 5-bedroom, 4 upstairs, 1 in the basement. So large family. It's in Human Elementary School District.
375-ish.
Yeah, 375-ish. So if you got somebody, let me know. We're going to be listing here in the next week or 2.
Okay, awesome. I want to just take just a quick moment. When she said they're going to be listing, if you sign your listing paperwork, make sure that you have a do not show addendum as well. Okay. And if you don't want to market it to anybody else, you can do an office exclusive, and then it does not have to be entered into the MLS, but you can't put it on social media or anything either. So
Can you have an open house?
no,
You have a sign in the yard?
no.
This is-
No marketing whatsoever, except just to the office. I know we've had some conversation in the past about how are certain brokerage firms getting away with doing that. And that's the workaround, is an office exclusive. So it's just peer-to-peer but it does not go anywhere other than,
So
the
have we
room.
all talked about this in conjunction, like saying that we should all let it ride for a week doing office to office? I mean, just doing it within our office?
you can.
I think it'd be a great idea since there's no inventory.
Mhm.
I mean,
I think that can be another little mastermind that we can do outside of this team meeting, but I love that idea.
even if we did it for a week and if we were able to sell it within the office, then it's a
Yep.
win-win for everyone. Then if it doesn't work, then list it and go on your merry way.
I think that's why it's important for everybody when we ask for upcoming listings and buyer needs. If you get that to Crystal, then we can start tying everybody together so we can keep it in her office.
I don't understand how we're doing the highest and best for our clients though, how the whole entire city's,
That's
I-
the
and I-
pushback.
and I agree, but the point is that if other offices are doing it and we're missing out on listings,
I think the key is if your client's on board with it, go. If they're not on board, well, I mean, you're
Three
there.
hundred thousand, and you get 300,000 in our office, great, that's what they wanted.
Yep, it's all about the communication, right? It's all about having those conversations.
Question about that, now, if we do it like in the office item, and we say we start it today, and we do it for 1 week, when it hits MLS, when will that show it's been on the market for 7 days, or will it be, we just put it in, because it's gonna show when it's active.
Same thing with the,
On the
same thing with the do not show. The first day in the MLS is the date that it is showable.
Right.
Okay. And we can talk a little bit more about that, so. Yeah, you guys are giving us more training topics, I love it.
Where these work nice is I tried it unsuccessfully, but the gal was COVID scared and didn't want a bunch of people through the house. So I tried that. I thought it was a brilliant idea, but she didn't go along with it. But I mean, you could use that if they're elderly or susceptible and they don't want all the traffic they're gonna get. We could do an office exclusive and limit that somewhat still. That's
Right.
working pretty well.
The other part of a buy, as a buyer side, I had clients in Sacramento where we knew it was coming on the market the next day and we toured it the night before. We could go in there with COVID and we made an offer at 10,000 over and they countered back that night as we were talking. We called them and they just went 2,500 more just to keep it off the market the next day and to keep people out of the house. And so they still made, an extra 12,500 over asking. And as Carolyn and I know, going from one house to the other, if you haven't sold your own house lately, the stress of selling a house right now is tough. So,
Mhm.
like you were talking about, if you could just do it at asking price or a little bit over, that's a peace of mind is worth a lot of money these days.
All right. So Greg had gotten us a whole little list of things. Greg, you want to talk about what you're looking for?
What I'm looking for.
Do we need to take
Or
that?
is it Dylan that's looking for it?
Dylan has a lot he's looking for, I mean, that was him putting up the list,
Okay.
We need to
but I'm
take
sure
it.
some of it's off of mine.
No.
I mean, I got somebody up to $250,000. I mean, it's Dylan stuff,
Okay.
because he put it all in there, and I didn't pay attention to what he did on that.
So again, you guys can see, looking for lots in Hickman that are zoned for townhomes, flip houses. He's talking about houses to flip.
Yeah,
So, okay,
flip houses.
houses that need some work, rentals.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, anything with investments we're looking for. Also, we're looking for possibly we have a gentleman that has quite a few dollars he wants to spend and start building houses or townhouses. We looked at the one in the Ridge and the numbers weren't gonna work with the contractor, so we're gonna put another one in there to see what his numbers are. And that's gonna be about $450,000 a side. But if we can find some reasonable lots, preferably, in Lincoln, I'd love to see, but we want the Hickman or.
Fallbrook just
Dennis.
released lots and so, and then there's another one off Northwest 48th. They just released several lots. of
What about out by the racetrack?
Or yeah,
They're doing 200, like 200 a side, I think is what it is out there.
200,000
lots.
No, not lots, but I mean, that's what they're building out there is 200 a side. So I think
Oh, the
lots are,
townhomes out
yeah.
Oh, no, shit, no, I didn't get what are the lots running for.
I can't say for sure, but that's who you need to.
That's what I mean, that'd be perfect. Is that where the,
Check Lincoln where Warhorse is going. The new casino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that, you know.
Yeah, we are all ready for that casino. But yeah, maybe check with Lincoln Federal's page too, because they have a lot of
And
that.
that guy from Lincoln Federal, something else, so.
That's a different conversation we'll have
We
later.
can't go any farther than something else, because I know I'll get in
That's
trouble
right.
for that.
Okay, so what you guys have all been waiting for.
Is anybody on Zoom
Oh.
that has anything?
Anybody else have anything? Unmute yourself.
I have a cash buyer. Maybe I don't. No? Okay. I understand, Carolyn. She's a cash buyer from like 100 to 125. She'll need money above that. She's looking for 2 bedrooms between like Milford and Milligan, Shickley, that whole area. You know, I mean,
Okay.
and she's willing to put in some muscle. So if, you know, the kids moved away, mom and dad kept the farm and then they left, that's our property.
We've got a property in Friend that's for sale that's currently, oh, no, I was thinking about the other commercial. Oh, that could be put back to residential.
Yeah.
Mark, we've got a couple options for you, so I'll have Calissa text those over to you so you can take a
I
look at
have one
them.
up by Columbus, or Dylan may have one up by Columbus, couple bedroom
She
house.
wants to,
By Columbus, would that work?
no,
Mark?
she wants to be south of Interstate 80, but thank you.
Okay, all right. Okay. Anybody else have anything?
I've got several buyer's needs, if that's okay to share. I've got somebody that's needing something. I went and showed them Friend, so we may want to talk, but they want to stay under 120, if possible, for a rental to purchase for their son who's going to Doane. So I'm looking for that. So they're willing to go to Wilbur Friend. He prefers not to be in Crete proper, just because he kind of wants his space a little bit away. And even in something in South Lincoln.
Is
But-
Dorchester too close, Deb?
What's that?
Is Dorchester too close?
Oh, no, that would work too.
Let me,
That would work too. So yeah, get in touch with me with that. And then I've got
If you have-
several.
Mark, if you have in Dorchester, I'll compete with Deb for it.
Melissa's also looking for something in that area, so let her know.
Okay, we're gonna duke it. We're gonna duke it out.
right,
But I
done.
do have several buyers for that 180 to 230 price range. So if anybody has anything coming up in that price range in Lincoln, feel free to reach out to me. So thank you.
Where in Lincoln? Anywhere?
What location in Lincoln? Do you have a
Anywhere.
quadrant picked out?
Yeah, not necessarily. One of the buyers does have a daughter they're doing the same thing. It's this other couple is buying a property for their daughter who's going to the university. So if it was, easier access to East Campus, that's where she's at. That would be great. But the other ones don't. They just need to find something. And most of them want ranches. So I do have a buyer that's up to 300, but he wants vaulted ceilings and a 2-car garage. So thank you.
All right, awesome. If you can just do a summary email over to Crystal, that would be very good, so we can get that out to everybody.
It's a monster.
Thanks,
I
Deb.
will. Thanks.
All right. Awesome. Anybody else? Going once. Going twice. Okay, here we go. We've been waiting for this. Now we'll go forward. Ready? The new uniform purchase agreement is out for publication. So, you may or may not have been aware that they were working on a new purchase agreement that would take the best of the Omaha purchase agreement and the best of the Lincoln purchase agreement and meld them together. So you should have all received this email from Great Plains Regional MLS. And this form goes into effect February 1st. Now, I understand change is hard. There's probably going to be a little bit of pushback. I would recommend that you take some time to get familiar with the new purchase agreement. And to make that a little bit easier, they have in this draft form that you have a copy of, the changes are highlighted. So this layout is not my favorite because it is very reminiscent of the Omaha purchase agreement, but that's okay. We'll get used to it. So again, the changes are highlighted, and then there is a memo that the attorney from Omaha laid out and just basically tells you the differences. And then he also has a video as well. So spend a little bit of time, read through, get used to it. And then we'll probably have one workshop next week just to review as a whole. I think it'll be probably next Wednesday. I think that's what we had written down. So we'll get that information out to you just to go through it. Yes, Calissa?
When did they send this out?
Today.
I haven't seen it.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Okay, well, we will send it out after this meeting because
Yeah,
that was the intent anyway.
I don't see
Um,
anything.
Okay. Then I apologize because I was under the understanding that that was going to be sent out today.
Okay.
So we will get that out to all of you so you can review and again, familiarize yourself with it. And then we'll have a workshop training and
this is a standard residential purchase.
this is a standard residential purchase agreement. Now, I don't know moving forward how many other things they're going to be revising. But this is step one.
Is there any possibility, since there's so much, I know it's not anything you can control, but since there's so many Omaha agents coming down here and Lincoln agents going up there, can they work something out to get lock boxes the same? I mean, I know it's stupid, but they got the blue ones and we got the white ones and we give them a code, they can get in, but how do we get into theirs?
So,
Not easy.
so I'll just give you guys a quick little history lesson. So to answer that question, yeah, that would have been really nice, Greg. And however,
Nobody thought of that probably.
oh no, we thought about it. We had dialogue, but Omaha decided they were going to do their own thing. So history lesson, we used to have the Supra lock boxes, which are the large blue ones that Omaha uses. Omaha also used Supra lock boxes. However, they are two separate MLSs at that point in time, so they had different contracts. So even though you had the Lincoln Supra access, you could not access Omaha Supra lock boxes, okay? So then, probably 4 years ago, the Lincoln Board of Realtors and the Lincoln MLS decided to research because we were at the end of our contract with Supra. So we decided to research other options. I was a member of that task force. And we visited both Supra and Centralock. There were a couple other smaller ones, but they didn't make the cut. And Centralock was just hands down so far superior, so more superior to Supra. Their customer service, the technology, the boxes themselves, the hardiness of the boxes. And so Lincoln chose to go under contract with Centralock. And it was our understanding that Omaha was also researching. We were all out in Oregon at Supra at the same time. What we didn't know was Omaha had already signed a 5-year extension with Supra the month before. They kept it under lock. They didn't tell anybody, not even their members, from what I understand. So I believe they have 2 more years of the Supra contract in Omaha. Again, they were 2 separate MLSs, 2 separate associations. Last year, we formed the Great Plains Regional MLS as a joint venture between the two associations. But we also encompass several other associations that are now a part of that regional MLS. From the feedback that people have given, users have given, Central Lock is preferred. But again, Omaha, they own all those super lock boxes and they have 2 more years on that. You can easily get that app. It's a $15 a month charge. That's the cost of business, guys. If you sell one house, you're done. It's paid for. Same thing. A lot of the Omaha agents have now gotten Central Lock access. If they don't, they can do the Centric Connect app.
So you
And
can just download the app.
You have to contact, what's her name at the Omaha board? You have to contact the Omaha board. There's a form to fill out, and then they literally can give you access within
a
like a day.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So
And it's not a required contract,
sometimes
like,
it's the same day.
so if you have one buyer and you just need access for a month, then you can turn it back off.
I don't know if you guys heard that. You can go month to month, so it's not, you have to be on for a year. You can literally go month to month. So if you are showing one buyer, which is what happened, you can gain access for that month and then shut it off.
Carolyn,
So just know that if you choose to do business up in Omaha,
Or you can hire me, and buy me lunch, and I'll go with you to Omaha, and I'll let you know.
Oh, Alyssa.
there you go.
Carolyn, do all the different companies in Omaha still have different?
Sorry, Deb, can you say that again? I apologize.
No, that's fine. Do all the companies in Omaha still have their separate contract, or are they kind of grouping in with us now with this combined that we're putting out?
I don't know if I understand your question correctly, but
But
Which
the different companies in Omaha had their own specific purchase agreements that they had been using.
there are some that do.
Okay, they're still
Yep.
doing that. Okay,
It's
that's
again, regional MLS, this is the purchase agreement that they are going forward with as of February 1st.
Will they have
So
their
that's-
own purchase
that's
agreements
they're in
on top of
there.
that?
Some could still have their own purchase agreements if they so choose. That is
Okay.
not my intent. We will be using this new form because I am not an attorney and I do not want to have like 5, 6 different forms. out there. I
right.
just don't
Okay,
think
thank
it's
you.
Beneficial to anybody.
So what's what if we use an old form after February 1st?
I don't know.
Get our hands slapped?
I think there's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve. I think we're gonna have to have a little bit more discussion about that. As association members and as members of the Great Plains Regional MLS, I believe that we should be using this form. Just like when we switched over to new lock boxes, we switched over to the new lock box.
We had our contract switched over years ago too.
Yep.
And, it was always a fight at that time until you got organized and you read the contract and it's fine. You do a couple deals and you go with it because you used to have in the front how much, seller concession at the beginning, I'll buy the house and we have $1,500 seller concessions for any repairs. Anything above that would be negotiated. But now it's, now we do it at the end.
Yeah, and it's like anything, change is difficult, but it's necessary. And our profession is evolving. The purchase agreement has evolved to reflect the changes in our environment. So just, take some time, like I said, read through it, read through the memo, watch the video. We'll get that out shortly after the meeting's over, so you can take some time with that. And then obviously I'm not going to have answers, but we will find out. So bring us your questions and we'll go from there. We'll work through it together. Just know that you're not the only ones that are going to be doing this. There are a lot of other people that are going through it as well. So somehow we'll get through together. Mike wants to say something,
The
yes?
other thing that- With the various different contracts out there, you listing agents, be very, very prudent reading each contract you get, because now we've got the old Omaha contract that looks real similar to this. We've got the state contract, the state realtor contract that looks similar to this, but there's a little different changes in there, so until you become familiar with all of them, read it very, very carefully and represent to your client exactly what's going on in that. So many times, we get complacent and we just skim over because we think some people think they know, but, read it very close. I haven't seen anything here, but I know there's been some Omaha agents get snagged on they didn't read the tax thing, and our people did it our way, and then they ended up eating the taxes for the seller. So just watch it really quick.
And even though you are not attorneys, you still have a duty and obligation to be your client's fiduciary. So, again, we'll all learn together. We'll get through it. But that being said, Mike made a comment about if you are the listing agent, you need to specify, because we had this happen a couple times between Lincoln and Omaha agents. If it's your listing, you can say, use the Lincoln contract. And that's why they came up with this combined contract. So it melded both contracts together. So, but if you need if you want a specific form used, and I know this affects, Stacy and Katie out west, and even Jane and Don and some of our smaller town properties, you can specify which contract you want used. I know sometimes other agents will bring forward just the state contract and totally different terminology, different parameters. So if you want them to use this specific contract, make sure you line that out in your agent comments. You have that ability. Okay. All right, back to my shared screen so I can see all the fun stuff.
Jeremy should be hopping on. He got a flat tire.
Okay, so our vendor may come in at the end of the meeting, and that's okay. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to turn it over to Jeff, and he's going to talk about his training corner.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. Just real quick about the training corner. We've had some new people. Jane came in. We've had 6, 7, and 8 people that have come through, and a lot of agents that have come into my office asking questions about this, that, or the other thing. We were on a Zoom call yesterday with our regional office, and we found out that less than 30% of our agents are using smart plans in Command. So I think going forward, one of the new things that we have to do with only 87 listings is we need to start reaching our database via calls and smart plans to get in touch. So when the market does turn or the shift happens, that we are ready to take the listings. The only way we're going to keep capturing market share is by listings. So let's start thinking about, and if you have questions, I'm going to do some one-on-ones with everybody. I'm going to try to set aside Thursdays for training days with each individual agent. But then I believe we're going to try to set up in February some night sessions so everybody can jump on Command. And the first thing that we're going to start is in smart plans. And we are going to go with where the house mark. Why am I drawing a blank on which smart plan that is? Neighborhood watch. Thank you. Neighborhood nurture. So that you can reach out to your clients and find out how many listings are in their area, what the median price is, and how many have been sold. So that is going to be our first segment on training.
Yeah, I'm not going to admit him in until we're ready for him because we have a few other things. Tell me we're just, it'll be about 10 minutes. Let's do this. Okay, okay, so our vendor, I apologize, everybody, but our vendor has now decided to join us. So I'm going to let Jeremy Schaefer in. We're going to go back a few slides, and we're going to let him join us, and then we're going to get back to our meeting. Are you guys okay with that? Give me a thumbs up if you're okay. All right, hang on 1 second. All right. Hi,
Hello, how are
Jeremy.
you? Sorry, man, what a nightmare day so far. So I'm here.
Life
It
happens
does, it does.
sometimes,
I
right?
appreciate your patience.
Okay, so everybody. Oh,
How
do
many
you
do we
have-
have on?
Oh, he's got it. Okay. All right, so welcome, everybody. Please say hello to Jeremy Schaefer. He is with.
You should say hello.
All right, so I'm going to, how do I make you the host? I have to click on you. Now I gotta fix the screen. Hang on. See, technology. All right, so I'm gonna make Jeremy the host temporarily so he can share his screen and tell us all about what he's doing.
All right, perfect. How many people do we have?
Right.
How many people do we have on today?
Now-
About 20, 10 in here and 10 on Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna share my screen here. Bear with me. Okay. So, RoofMax. RoofMax is the new alternative to traditional roof replacement. I'll go through, explain the whole process, but we're going to start out with the top 3 reasons.
Are you guys seeing Jeremy's screen or my screen?
I see it.
You see his? Okay.
Okay. So the top 3 reasons why realtors love RoofMax. We're able to handle roofing objections before they come up and make your listings even more marketable. RoofMax really does reverse and restore the condition of your roof within an hour of spraying. If you have a questionable roof, I can be there before the inspector. We restore the roof, which restores the flexibility. We do roof maintenance tune-ups, which we'll talk about further. So we're able to have that roof tuned up, treated before the inspector gets there to make it more marketable. It's a great add-on. We have a 5-year warranty with our product, which should give some peace of mind protection to buyer or seller, that they will have somebody directly that they can contact and look after their roof. We have dealers in other parts of the country that are working with realtors, and they are putting this RoofMax 5-year warranty in the listing so that the clients can see it. Saving transactions between buyer and seller by having a quicker, more affordable alternative to roof replacement. We can spray it down to 36 degrees. So even this time of year, we're able to come in and really save the day. Number 3 is staying top of mind with your past customers. Whether you sold or were involved in a transaction that had an aging roof a few years ago or even longer, this is just a great opportunity to really introduce a fantastic product. I mean, everything about RoofMax is good and what it does. And again, we're going to get down and talk about that. But if you're looking for ways to reach out to your past clients, to just touch base with them, this is an awesome way to do it. I'm going to stop this and I'm going to get to the presentation here. Oh, that's awesome. I'm a realtor as well. So I have an offer that's in on a house and the guy's calling me right now. So this is just part of what a great day this is.
Jeff said, tell him you have a flat tire.
All right, so can we see this screen?
Yeah.
Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so RoofMax, more life, less money guaranteed. Don't let your roof rip you off. 90% of roofs don't actually need to be replaced. With the new alternative, it is less expensive, more environmentally conscious, and definitely less disruptive. We try to be 20% the cost of a roof replacement. Our goal has some sustainability to it, which is we're trying to extend the useful life of an asset that you've already paid for and keep them out of the landfill. A newerish shingle, for example, we had our hailstorm 4 or 5 years ago. Then we had another round this last April. Most of those shingles, unless it went all the way through and into the decking below, still have useful life, but we tore them off and we're going to put them in the landfill and they'll literally sit there for 200 to 300 years. We're way less disruptive in the sense that our treatment is applied with a soft wash spray system. One treatment from start to finish will take about 2 to 3 hours. I'll be up there like a church mouse in comparison to a roofing crew, and there'll be a lot less, virtually no debris laying in your yard. Quick, easy, affordable, all natural. RoofMax is a plant-based soybean oil. It's USDA bio preferred. With every treatment, we give you a 5-year warranty. We can spray a roof multiple times. It depends on how far the degranulation has gone, but we can spray a roof up to 2 to 3 times. I feel like most of the time I can always get 2 sprays into most of the houses I do. We have to qualify all these roofs. And the one thing I want to say is if a roof needs to be replaced, it needs to be replaced. I mean, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We're trying to provide another alternative. But if we can spray it 2 to 3 times and you're able to pay 20% for 5 years, another 20% for 5 years, and another 20% feasibly, you're extending the life of the asset that you already paid for 15 years for about 60% the cost of a re-roof. Our partners and owners were in the industry for 30 years. They were a top 100 roofer out of Ohio. They saw some changes in the shingle manufacturing and in the way that the refineries were dealing with the product, probably back in the early 2000s, when the US started to get more green conscious. They started adding cokers to oil refineries. Before those cokers were installed, you got about a 6% waste that's used for all the asphalt, all the roads and everything that we use it for. When the coker went on, it took that waste down to about 2.5 or 3%, which skyrocketed the price of asphalt. When you have an industry like the shingle and roofing industry, they don't make a lot of pivots. In this case, they dropped the asphalt out of the shingles and replaced them with a limestone filler. That limestone is why you've seen over the last 15 or 20 years, why we see more black streaking on the roofs out in our communities. That limestone drains out and algae grabs onto that, a capsomyalgia, and eats that, creates this black streaking. So RoofMax was funded by the Ohio Soybean Council and developed by the people at Battelle Labs. Battelle Labs is one of the #1, I say #1, I've seen a couple different things, but it is definitely one of the top research and development labs in the world. They did a lot of interesting stuff when this coronavirus came out, as far as disinfecting and finding ways to sanitize things in bulk. And so they're out creating products all the time. Recently, within the last 6 months, we've taken on a new partner. Kevin Harrington, one of the original OG sharks from Shark Tank, decided to come on board, buy a bunch of territories, and him and his sons are operating a RoofMax business, about 20 territories down in Tampa, Florida. I've always watched Shark Tank. I loved it, but don't get me wrong, I was a little bit skeptical bringing in somebody like this, with such white teeth. But he's been fantastic. It's really great being able to be on these dealer calls and actually talk with him and hear what he has to say. But we have seen an immediate impact in our content, in the people that we're connecting with. And they're out on a media circuit right now that was kind of held up a little bit by COVID, but you can expect to continue to see RoofMax grow into a national brand. It is already the fastest growing roofing company in North America, and that is for a reason. We're going to save homeowners thousands of dollars and really have an impact on the environment. Some of the publications we've been in, you can read them here. Forbes, Inc., Entrepreneur, Clean Energy. Forbes and Entrepreneur put together some really nice articles. They're on our website. your asphalt roof, one thing I've learned is that a lot of people don't always understand the function of a shingle as I've been out there and dealing with customers. And so, you know, when you start out with your new shingle, it's full of petrochemical oils, allowing it to expand and contract. As it sits on your roof and ages, that oil dries out. When that oil starts to dry out, it won't expand and contract enough. And when it dries out, you'll start seeing the granulars that are on it start to pop off with that expansion and contraction. What RoofMax does, and what is really crucial, and especially with real estate transactions and home inspectors, is if we start on it soon enough, it's going to stay flexible and you're not going to get that degranulation. And so your roof will continue to hold its color and look like new. The flexibility allows it to waterproof your house as it was intended. What we replace it with is called a soy methyl ester. We're replacing basically a petrochemical oil with an all natural soy chemical. RoofMax to the rescue. Some of the benefits of RoofMax is it literally turns back the clock on your roof. You will have a dry shingle that you could probably, with our flexibility test, crack in your fingers. And within an hour to 2 hours, it will already soak in. Within 24 to 72 hours, it will reflexibilize and be that passing test closer to that of a new shingle. The shingles become more resistant to wind. It will reignite some seal tabs. I mean, if a seal tab on your shingle is broken, it can't reignite, but I've treated a lot of roofs where it will stick those shingles back down, which will improve its wind protection. We have a really nice testimonial from a dealer in Iowa that dealt with hail. He was trying to sell his product. The gentleman was a contractor. He was a little skeptical because honestly, RoofMax is the first product that's ever been introduced into the roofing industry. So it's always been the same in its entirety. So this gentleman was skeptical. We sprayed his garage. 3 days later, they had a hailstorm. The garage was fine and the house was totaled. They called out a home inspector. He came to kind of verify. And so we were able to turn that into a great testimonial for our brand. From homes, apartment complexes, strip malls, churches, we spray it all. You can see some of the partnerships and some of the people we've worked with. We in 2021 have booked our first apartment complex. We're going to be spraying over 125,000 square feet of shingle. And we're going to be saving that complex upwards about $350,000 versus a roof replacement. This product is really going to change the game for the commercial side of it as well. What to expect from my company? You know, we do free quotes, free roof inspections, and we use Company Cam to take our pictures, which we then turn into a roof report. I start out, it's very easy. I need an address. I can get a satellite measurement. I can either draw it myself on Google or I use Roofer to do a lot of my reports. Once we get you that quote, then we need to come out and do an assessment. We'll do the assessment, take our pictures. Once we see everything we need to do, we will send back that report making recommendations. We do a roof maintenance tune-up with every treatment. Currently, some dealers in other parts of the country are charging for that. For me, it's a value add. I haven't seen anything. I mean, if we need to repair shingles or we need to do stuff like that, we're going to charge you. But if I need to put caulk on flashings, we replace vent collars, we look for nail pops and all that good stuff. Then we can apply the treatment. Like I said, it takes about an hour to dry, and then we'll send you off with a 5-year warranty. Ohio State University put RoofMax to the test independently. Their studies showed that significantly improved shingle flexibility, improved the adhesion of the top coating, the shingle permeability. When we are putting the missing oil back in there, your shingle will not get waterlogged. It improves the hail impact, and then there's no increase in the risk of fire or flame spreading. What a difference RoofMax makes. Roofing makes up about 10%, and in some areas 15 to 20% of the waste in landfills, depending on the saturation of the population. It creates 27 billion pounds of waste annually. One house will save us about 4 million tons, which means what's great and what I love about RoofMax is I can impact my own community. I can keep shingles out of the landfill for longer. We're saving on emissions. We're saving on the emissions from shingle manufacturing. If RoofMax was used on 1% of the homes versus roof replacement, that would be like taking 240,000 cars off the road. Some of the awards that we've had, we are USDA Bio Preferred. We're a plant-based product. We've won some awards with the World Biomarkets, and we were the Bio-Based Material of the Year award finalist with the Ohio Soybean Council. Real quick, I am a member of the Nebraska Soybean Association. We have a really great demonstration coming up in March or April, depending on the weather, and we're going to collaborate with the University of Nebraska in their industrial agriculture department. And we're going to spray and do a demonstration on a roof on East Campus. So if you want to know more about that, we'll have that on our website. And obviously you can always give me a call. Oh, hold on. Good for your home, good for your insurance. The big question always is what does insurance say about RoofMax? RoofMax is about 2 years old. We're currently in negotiations with Nationwide and Farm Bureau. They see us, insurance companies will send out a letter talking about the age of your roof, either taking you from replacement cost down to actual cash value or canceling your coverage. I had about 10 instances this year where I was able to get roofs reinsured because of our 5-year warranty. They will be using us as a midpoint. So Allstate, for instance, as soon as your roof hits 10 years, they take you from replacement cost to actual cash value. Where we see our involvement is at 10 years, they'll say you need to get a RoofMax treatment, extend the life of your roof for 5 years, and after that 5 years, we'll revisit your policy. Some of the insurance companies that we've worked with, I have a lot of case-by-case basis here. There's 450 other dealers who have a lot of case-by-case basis. So we're just doing our part to make headway until we can get some of these deals signed with some of these big companies.
That's awesome, Jeremy. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and have your contact information available to all of our agents, and then they can reach out to you. I think this is a great environmentally sound product that I think we can all benefit from. And I love that they're available everywhere, but you are our contact here in Lincoln. Is there anybody else in Lancaster County or just you?
Nope, it's just me. And I'll be, I'm getting ready to take over Omaha too, so.
Oh, okay. All right. Great. Well,
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you in person sometime soon. And in the meantime, like I said, we'll get this information out to our agents. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And then you make me back to the host before you leave though.
What do I got to do that?
You have to click on the 3 little buttons by the Keller Williams. Here, I'll put my face back on. So if you see me on the square, then there should be like 3 little buttons up by my name, and you say, click on that and then make me the host again.
All right. Thank you so much. You guys have a great meeting.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Now I think I'm back on. Let's see. Okay. Yay. Woo, we did it. That's really kind of cool though. I mean, if you can extend the life of the roof and for $1,000 or a couple, yeah, that's amazing.
The question I was thinking, and I'd like to ask is, okay, the insurance part, you know, they come out and they do a 10 by 10 square on your roof, and if you got so many dings on your roof or hail damage, does that fill in the whole, you know, the dings? Because, you know, you got a brand new roof, you got these dings on there, does this fill that in, the dings, and then extend the rope back to the normal? You know, that's what I,
Yeah, we'll let you talk, we'll let you reach out to Jeremy and
Yeah.
ask him that question. I think there's,
I didn't know if I missed it and, you know, somebody heard something about that or not.
there was a
He didn't
lot,
say anything about that, did he?
no, there was a lot of information there, but I think that it'll be interesting to see if the practical application of it. And yeah, so
Yeah, if that's the case, then we put that on
save a
there.
lot of money.
We save a lot of money. I like the
I'll
5-year
attach
thing,
the
but then it's,
whole presentation onto the email too, because I have the whole thing.
we'll have his email address and then I can address him with that stuff. That'd be great for investment houses, you know, flip houses.
Agreed.
Because, you know,
Agreed.
the appraisers always want 3 to 5 years or, well, up to 3 years, and you put that on there. If it's a good roof, you got 5 years, so it's gonna look brand new.
Yeah,
So you're gonna be in really good shape with that. It's not like, well, it's kind of like a cover up, but it's not really, because you're giving them a 5-year roof. Instead of a new roof or whatever.
and it's guaranteed,
Right.
so.
My concern is just, this company works through to the insurance companies. Because insurance companies, you know, they'll come out and they'll say, yeah, we'll insure your house, we're gonna write on your roof. And I would want to make darn sure that they're not gonna write on the roof after you spent $2,000.
Right, right. I want to pop back just to Broker Bits for just a second. I think most everybody has renewed their license. If not, I'll have to write a letter and approve you with the commission. But there is a new portal on the Nebraska Real Estate Commission website. And if you have not been on there recently, you have to create a username. And then it gives you access to all of your education and everything else. And it makes it easier on our end because we can approve certain things and make revisions as needed just with a touch of a button. So if you have not gone on to the Nebraska Real Estate Commission's website recently, please get that done in the next week or so. So, all right. Let's see. Now you get to see all the notes. There you go. All right. So there are. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I can't move it now. How can I move this so I can get that? I can't see it anymore. Oh, there you go. You want them out or? Yeah, just out. All right. So if you guys haven't been to outfront.kw.com recently, there's again a plethora of information there. And I know Jeff has been talking to our agents about this, but your database is your gold mine. And so there's a couple of extra educational pieces on how you can help with your lead follow-up, some things to do. And there's also an interview with Josh Team and what we can expect from Keller Williams, how things are going with Command, and just kind of a fun interview with Josh. He's a very gregarious guy. If you get an opportunity to chat with him. I remember the first time I met him was at Mega Camp, I think 4 years ago. And I don't think he knew what was ahead of him at that time, but he's a great guy. And then again, crucial reads to stock your new year toolkit. Things for you to learn about to help run your business. That is one of the reasons why KW is the top training company nationwide. Just so much information, and it doesn't replace the one-on-one that you get with Jeff or anybody else in the market center, but it's more information. So if you can't sleep and you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're like, I really got to work on my P&L this year, you can go to KW Connect and search for that subject matter. And again, all of our agents and our company is an open book. They are willing to share, they're willing to pour into you. So take advantage of that. That's one of the biggest benefits you have by being a Keller Williams agent. So, season 5 of Gary's podcast to be released soon. So if you haven't listened, he always says there's no catch up, but just start listening. I've been listening to a couple different podcasts on the 45-minute walks, and the thing I'm having a problem with is my earbuds lose their juice, and so that's because I have knockoffs, according to my daughter. I bought her the real thing, and I got knockoffs. So oh well.
Keep my phone forever.
I'm not getting an iPhone. So anyway, new podcasts coming out soon. And if you haven't set your goals yet, Jeff will be sitting down with you to get that done. But that is a screen on command. And again, it's really easy. You set your goal of how much income you want to have, what can really, benefit you, what can change your life. And then we can work it backwards based on your statistics, based on your close rates. And then we can teach you how to build that database to really make that funnel work for you. So I know we've said it before and we'll continue to say it again. And we will meet you where you are, but you have to be willing to meet us as well. So we can ask and we can ask, but you have to say yes. Just say yes once or twice. You'll see the benefit, and I know that it's been fun to see more people in on Jeff's training, and I love to see the positive feedback from that. So good job.
I heard great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good. Okay, announcements. Thanks for hanging with us. I know that presentation got a little bit long with our vendor, but hang in there. If you don't have your pop buys ordered yet,
Do tomorrow.
Crystal said,
Yeah, just fill out your Google form. Let me know how many you need. Make sure you put your name on it so I know who they go to. And we'll charge your agent invoices once we get all of those in.
perfect.
Hopefully, we can have a sit down and all, get your cards. We'll have some hole punches, and then we can do this in the office, COVID compliant, 6 feet apart. But everybody that wants to do it, if you're only doing 10 or 20 or 30 and it only takes an hour, let's try to get as many people as we can in here. Get the boxes, get your business cards, get the ribbons tied up, and have a little fun with it and talk a little bit of real estate and how we're going to go forward, capturing the market for listings. So let's have a little team bonding and have some fun.
You just have to wear your masks. Okay. And as a reminder, the Realtors Association of Lincoln, it's their annual sock drive. The goal is 20,201 pairs for 2021. We've got the tub set up in the entryway. So if you don't have socks to donate, please Venmo Jessica States or order via Amazon and just have them delivered to the office, and we'll load them up into that. So lots of options for you guys to
When's the last day?
give back.
February something?
The middle of February is when they'll compile everything. So you've got time. All right. Who's heard about the new update to Zillow? Zillow is now their own brokerage firm in some locations. So they are, they've changed their look. There is an article in Inman. So again, we'll send this link out for you guys to look through. They've changed kind of the look of things when you log in. Yeah, it's not giving you the whole thing.
No, on the word down below the picture.
Yeah,
Where
you gotta-
it faded.
Says you have to log in.
You have to have a subscription to read Inman articles.
Yeah, which is, it's probably saved on your computer for the market center. Anyway, if you guys should have a free subscription to Inman as a KW agent, or if you're a CRS designee, you do have an Inman subscription. So it should link to there. If for some reason you can't read it, let me know and I'll give you my login information and you can read it. But Zillow is there. They're changing the way things look. Again, Zillow, Dotloop are in business together. And if you're using Dotloop, your information is no longer yours. They own it. So please use DocuSign. We have a separate agreement with them. They do not sell our information. The data is ours to keep. And that is why it's imperative that you are using Command and doing those things, because we, Keller Williams, keep that data separate. So, all right, I'll get off my soapbox. I apologize. I'll go back to the other screen. Maybe I won't. I can't get there. Evan, I got it.
Isn't there somebody trying to block them from getting into the IDX? I thought I read something on a post that they're trying to block.
The problem was the MLS gave permission a long time ago, and it's hard to step backwards once you got both feet in.
One of the nice things though is now all of the for sale by owners and those pre-foreclosures and all those other random things are on a secondary tab. So it's taking away the power of FSBOs.
Yeah, well, because Zillow's now their own brokerage, so they don't want FSBOs anymore. So anyway, so it's an interesting read. Again, know who your competition is, and Zillow is definitely your competition. Jeff.
Okay, I'll jump back up here. I just had a little sit down with Carolyn, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. We are looking for people to join the ALC for this year. It doesn't have to be 7 or 8. If we could just get 2 or 3, we need some agents to come in here with some vision in getting this turned around, getting the positive feedback inside the office and everything that the ALC does. So who out there would like to volunteer to come on and be a part of the ALC?
That maybe hasn't served in the past. I don't know what I just touched. I apologize. Where did it go? It literally just went away. Nope. I pressed the
Are you
wrong
still-
button.
Jeff, are you still looking at the top 20%, top 10%? What are you looking for?
We would like the top 20%, but you know what? Right now, I'm just looking for people that want to come jump on board and be a part of the ALC. Are you interested?
Yes, she is.
I love who just answered for me. Who am I hugging?
Greg Bart.
Greg.
That means Greg's gonna be nominated.
Thanks, Greg. I think Greg would be he would be a great addition. Go, Greg.
Jeff, you want to kind of explain to people what it is?
Yeah, why don't we do this, as opposed to, just kind of coming on board here and deciding, we can only have one investor going right now. It's a leadership, it's committees, it's just forming kind of the inner workings of the office.
Representing the people of Keller Williams, your colleagues, and it's not supposed to be all of the investors because they are the investors and they're making decisions for everybody. They put things out there and then the ALC forms together and decides whether or not it's a good thing for everybody. Will we feel good about that? Will we not feel good about that? They kind of vote that stuff down. It's great for positive energy. It's great to get involved and know everybody and know the inner workings of what it takes to have the market center. It's really very educational. I did it years and years and years ago in Keller Williams and Conifer, and it was awesome. It was a great experience. I learned a lot.
So look for an email from Jeff and we'll give you some parameters and what he's looking for with that. And another opportunity for you guys to give back to your profession and to your market center. So stay tuned for a little bit more information. And then. So, okay, so I have not delved into Schitt's Creek yet, but it is on my list of Netflix binges to do. So I think she's kind of my spirit animal. I mean, I think we're kind of similar in that regard, but, okay. So people may have seen that, Heidi Cruz has been on with us all day. Heidi, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, everybody say hi to Heidi.
Hi, Heidi.
You might have
Hello.
seen Heidi before. She has been up in the Omaha office. We're going to be making a few adjustments around the market center. We've got some exciting news. So Heidi is going to be joining us as of February 1st. She's going to be full-time with us here at the market center. And with that, Jen is going to be transitioning out of the Omaha Market Center as of February 1 as well. But then she's going to be transitioning out of the Lincoln Market Center. So Jen, why don't you come over here and tell us a little bit about the opportunities that have come your way because of everything that you've done for us.
So, I don't even really know where to start, I guess. I have the opportunity to work with a different region, initially at the market center level, and then as a regional MCA for their entire region. So, you know, you hear all the time around Keller Williams that it's a company of opportunity, and you have to find your replacement before you can have that opportunity. I've been here for almost 3 years in Lincoln and a year in Omaha. So all that Heidi knows of the MCA role is from me, which is hopefully a good thing. She will be able to take care of you guys really well. So I have about a week and a half left in Omaha. And then I will be in Lincoln. Heidi's going to start with us on February 1st. I will still be here at least for a month. We're going to kind of see how the transition goes and what kind of support is still needed. So we'll be working side by side for the month of February for sure, and potentially longer. I intend to also have my license by the end of February. So I will still be part of the market center forever and always. You guys are stuck with me, just in a little different capacity. So I start my new endeavor also on February 1st. So there's going to be some overlap, but everybody involved is on the same page and understanding of how that will work. So Heidi, do you want to, I guess first, does anybody have any questions for me? And then I'll let Heidi tell you a little bit about herself.
So you'll be capped by July, is that right?
I wouldn't count on that, no. I'll be lucky if I have my stuff done by the end of February. That's a pretty aggressive goal, so we'll see.
Aim high in the training classes, Jen, aim high.
Right, well, I think my cap date would be April 1st, so I might just wait till then to start and see if I can, so I don't have to pay and then start over. But so that's my intention, and if I intend to send an email out to everybody too with a little more information and let y'all know kind of how it came about and what all the pieces are. And obviously, I have poured my heart and soul into this office, so I want nothing more than to see everybody succeed, and I will help in every way that I can going forward. But I'll let Heidi talk a little bit about her experience and what kind of where she's at.
All right. Well, thanks, Jen. So I became an agent in May of 2018 here in Omaha and spent my first year selling, and then noticed that there were some gaps with the rollout of Command. So I kind of raised my hand and said, hey, how can I help? And stepped into the tech ambassador role here in the Omaha Market Center. And it wasn't very long after that I kind of upgraded into the DFI role, which is what Crystal does there, I understand. And then I moved on from there to kind of become the assistant MCA when Jen came into the market center to help kind of make sure things kept flowing smoothly when she was in 2 places at once. So it's been a great deal of learning and a lot of patience on Jen's part to teach me all that she has taught me in this year. I think we've accomplished a lot, and I'm very happy to be joining you guys and putting it all into practice.
Yay! So one of the things, Crystal is going to be continuing to evolve in her role as our DFI, and Jen has been training her to do some different things as well. So together, Heidi and Crystal will be your go-to people. Again, Jen will be here for a little while and will always be here in some capacity, but we are super excited for you and super proud of you. I can't say enough great things about you, and I know she's like, don't be right. But we've been talking about this for a while, and a great opportunity came her way, and I'm super excited to see her. And we can all say when she's up on that stage, we knew her when. So great. So great job, congrats. And then that brings us to our next piece. And, just like Jen said, you need to find your replacement, find a person. So a while ago, I started talking to Mr. Jeff, and we have had a lot of conversations in the last few weeks, and he is ready to fly. So I am handing over the reins to him. So he will be your new team leader, and he will be the one that you're going to go to. I'm still going to be here, obviously, as the designated broker, but I am going to be pouring back into my own business, and I'm super excited for that. This role for me was always a temporary thing, and we've done well keeping it status quo and keeping it just kind of calm. We've implemented a lot of changes in the past 6 months. We've brought a lot more value, and I'm excited to hand it over to Jeff and continue to grow. So Jeff, come on over here and let's chat a little bit.
Yay, thank you. Well, first of all, it was kind of funny because we were talking about the changing of power yesterday when we were going over this. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to Carolyn. Carolyn and I had talked about this at great length, and we did share some tears in December. I came here to work with Jen and Carolyn and Crystal to just, get this market center, all of us together going. And then we came to this. So I'm going to keep it short because we're way over on the meeting, but I just want to say this is RKW, and my job here, I came from a model market center where we systems and models. And the one thing that I've tried to do is interview as many agents that I can, and you're all asking for help. And it's just all going back to the KWA with systems and models and culture. So between those 3 things, between Heidi and I and Crystal and Yessie, and with the help of Carolyn, and if we need anything with Jen, we're still all here. That's my goal, is to make your business profitable, make you increase and make it fun. The one thing that you're after, your why you're doing this, and capture some market share in Lincoln. We're all settled in. I just stole 2 of her desks in my office. Our stuff isn't in yet, but I'm here for you guys. Anything that I can do to help you, my door's open. I'm going to come out with some training, some one-on-ones, coaching, everything we can to get you going in the right direction. So that's enough for me right now. I appreciate Carolyn bringing me here. I've been away from Lincoln for 23 years. I'm glad to be back. And let's go. I appreciate you guys.
Woo! You are so welcome. And, I knew from the first moment I met Jeff that he was our person. And I'm a firm believer in synergy and having people in the right spots. we've got great puzzle pieces. Sometimes they don't always fit together, and so we're constantly rearranging to make sure that it melds. And I think we are in great shape to move forward and get to the next level. And so I'm super excited for all of you and for all of us to take it to that next level. So congratulations, everybody. Keep up the great work. Look for follow-up emails that Crystal will be sending out with links to today's information. A separate email will be sent regarding the new purchase agreement. And then look for some training opportunities with Jeff and myself the next week regarding the purchase agreement and scripts and things. And again, anything you guys need, reach out, let us know. We'll get something put together. So thanks all.
Bye.
That was like the longest meeting.
Oh my
It
God.
was really long
I
meeting.
tried to keep
Sorry,
it-
guys.
I tried to keep it short and then I kept going, like, okay, shut up, how do you get
It
this real
wasn't you,
quick?
it was the rest
I
of
wrote
it,
down.
yeah.
I opened my garage door yesterday.